latest report, and he says they're sick. I agree, I'm not allowed to say that. This was a group, a star-spangled group. Let's get rid of the Washington Monument. Oh, that's a great idea, right? These people, but you know what? We laugh and we smile, and everyone thinks it's... When this first started happening with statues of people that most of us, almost all of us, never heard of, started on I said, be careful, because they'll go after Jefferson, Washington, they'll go after Lincoln. And that was 3 years ago, and a friend of mine came to me the other day. He said, you said this was going to happen. I said, I did? He said, yeah, you did. You said all of a sudden it'll keep going up. They took out Robert E. Lee. They want to take out Grant. They want to take out anything. They basically want to take out our heritage. And we're not letting this happen. And Biden has absolutely no control. He's shot, number one. But even if he wasn't shot, he never had the kind of control that you have to be president. So then you have a group of people that want to blow up a gorgeous thing. We were leading by so much. This thing wasn't even going to be an election, and then we had the plague come in. I had to go back to work on this stuff. I didn't have to come to Michigan. I said, look, we're building all these plants. You got the best year. You had the best year last year that you've ever had. You're going to have a better year.
Yes.
You're going to have a better year. You're going to have a better year. This thing was over. Look, nothing's ever over, right? But I would have had to work about 1/10, maybe less than that. It was essentially, we had the greatest economy, greatest employment, African American, Asian American, Hispanic American, women.
Yeah.
With a diploma from high school, without a diploma from high school, top of your class at MIT, it didn't matter. You had the greatest economy you ever had. And don't worry, you're gonna have that next year. When you see the third quarter numbers, you're gonna have great numbers, okay? You're gonna have great numbers. But, we had to close it up, and we saved millions of lives. It was supposed to be 2.2. The fake news never says that. But we are rebuilding, and we're doing things that you wouldn't believe. But this cancel culture. So when we started, and I had to start all over, and I had to do, we had to do things a lot different. It became a lot different country for a period of time because we had this horrible plague that came from China, and we're not going to forget that it came from China, and all over the world it went, and it came from China, okay? It came from China, the China virus. So things changed, and we signed an incredible trade deal with China, but the ink hadn't even dried, and this happened. But I made a speech at a magnificent place called Mount Rushmore, right? In South Dakota. And I made this speech, and I think it was a very good speech, and it was well received and all that. It was so beautiful. The whole place, you have to see this. It was so beautiful. And the governor is fantastic, Christie, right? Fantastic. And the people are fantastic, and they're so proud of it. And then I read where they want to blow up Mount Rushmore. Before I got there, they want to blow it up. We want to blow the face off Mount Rushmore. I don't think that's happening. I think the people of South Dakota might not handle that too well. So it's not happening, but think of it. Where does this thinking come from? Where does this sickness come from? And we have to stop it, and we've been. Like Sleepy Joe said nothing when statues of Christopher Columbus, think of that, Christopher Columbus. They want to blow up all the statues. Now, he just blew the Italian vote, by the way, so I don't know. Anybody who's Italian here by any chance? If you're Italian, do you happen to like Christopher Columbus? Christopher Columbus, now think of it, you're Italian, they want to blow up. We had it, I think it was in New York, so they were going to rip down this gorgeous, right, New York, right? And the Italians circled it, they saw it. That was the end of those people. They just sort of went away. They're sitting there and standing there. They had various things that they were holding. I won't get into that because they'll say, that's terrible. He's inciting violence, the president. No, but the Italians, a group of Italians that lived in the neighborhood surrounded this particular statue. And after about 5 minutes of talk back and forth, the radical anarchists and the Antifa people that nobody ever liked to talk about, they don't like to say Antifa. They don't like to say Antifa. Antifa. They like to blame everything on the right. This is the left. They like to blame everything on the right. But the Antifa people, okay? So they wanted to do it, but when they saw this group of people, they said, you know what? Let's take a pass. Let's go someplace else and rip down the statue. But now they're not doing it too much because I signed into law. I signed a bill that gives you 10 years in jail if you rip down any.
Yeah!
This is the group now. So this is the Statues and Memorial Recommendation using the mayor's position, Washington, D.C. on the National Capital Memorial Advisory Commission. Recommend the federal government remove, relocate the following: Christopher Columbus statue, Benjamin Franklin, Andrew Jackson, great general, really good president, a great general. Andrew Jackson, the Battle of New Orleans, right? Right, the ragtags. Remember, he came in with the British. They came in their beautiful uniforms. He had the ragtags. The battle lasted about a half hour. Right? They want to take that statue of Andrew Jackson down right away. Thomas Jefferson. That's a tough one to take down, right? Thomas Jefferson.
Whoa.
They want to take down the Jefferson Memorial. Anybody see the Jefferson? I don't think we're moving. I'll tell you what. If I wasn't your president last summer, you may have the Jefferson Memorial taken down. It may be done. They weren't playing games. We weren't playing games either. The George Washington. Okay, here's the beauty. We want to take down the George Washington Memorial, the monument. Okay. This is the commission. This is what we're dealing with, folks. This is what. And they wanted to remove the name of George Washington from all of the places all over the country where they use it. Then they found out there's like 5,000 places. Now we'll keep the name George Washington if you don't mind. If the media would perhaps put it correctly. A lot of people back there. There's always a lot of people. You watch those red lights, and as soon as I start talking about the red lights go off because I know what I'm going to say. You know, Joe Biden said nothing when statues of Christopher Columbus were in trouble. And a heroic signer of the Declaration of Independence was removed by the Democrat politicians in his home state of Delaware, which he never leaves, in all fairness. Where's Joe Biden speaking today, Delaware? He doesn't speak. You know what he does? He gets up. How about his news conferences where the fake news media gives him the questions and the answers? What do you think about this or that? And then he reads the answer. I've been doing this stuff not that long. I haven't actually been doing it. Relatively speaking, I've been doing it for a very short period of time, right? In fact, that's one of the reasons they said I could never win. They said he's never been a politician. But the fact is, they gave him the questions, they gave him the answers. They will ask a question, he will read to them the answer. And did you see the other night with George Stephanopoulos? It was like, you know, they call them softballs. And then I had to go on with that person, you know, that person. Oh, she was jumping out of her seat. She was jumping out of her seat. And thank you very much, John. John? He's very conservative. He's a big star, and I hate to say this, it's very incorrect. You don't say it anymore, but the women really like him.
Take it off!
Thank you. So, last week, Biden